back to another video, guys. Today we're going to be doing the best mod I reckon you could do to any car. And just a quick disclaimer, if I sound a bit weird, it's because I got these mad grills here. Let's go. We're not going to be working on this car. We're actually going to be working on my mum's car because it was Mother's Day recently and I figured it'd be really nice to give back to her because she does so much for me. I bought her this Sony AX5000 Android Auto Apple CarPlay head unit, all the necessary wiring harnesses and whatnot, fascia kit. Everything will work as factory. That's the main thing. There's not going to be any chopped up nonsense like this car. So let's get into it. So before we get started on the install, I'm just going to run through all the stuff that I had to buy to make everything work in a Subaru XV. By the way, that's the car. Nothing special, just an NPC commuter car. We're starting off with a Sony AX5000. I run Sonys in all of the cars. Like this has a Sony, my dad's car has a Sony. I put Sonys in all my mates' cars and stuff. I think it's a great head unit. It looks really clean. So that's one of the main reasons why I do it. Because my mum's car is steering wheel controlled, you need this to retain the volume up and down, like answer and hang up buttons, fascia kit, which is specific to whichever car you're putting it in. And then obviously antenna, because my mum is born in the 60s and still listens to AM radio. And obviously the Sony patch harness, which directly plugs into the standard wiring in the car, so there's no choppage or anything, just makes everything really nice and clean. So this should be a quick install. So the first thing obviously that we need to do is get rid of this disgusting base model head unit. So this is a double DIN head unit. All it has is Bluetooth and it barely works half the time. In this car we bought, I think like 10 years ago now, brand new. And back in the day it was alright, like Bluetooth, it was pretty new back then, but it's just not cutting it these days. That's why we're chucking it out. Gotta get that shit out first. So 4 screws were undone. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All we gotta do, unplug all the connectors in the back and this thing should be no longer. So of course, even easy tasks can turn into a bit of a screw around. And this is my own fault. We have the head unit out, obviously. All the plugs came off mint, like the antenna, all of these ones. This one, I'm not sure what it's for because it's a base model. This one I absolutely butchered. I accidentally snapped the little tab which you press. I don't know how. Brittle plastic, I mean, it's my fault, it's car's fault, doesn't really matter. We'll see if we're going to use this, but we'll just find out. So I've just quickly unboxed everything. The first thing we're going to do is put the factory mounting brackets onto the new radio. So here they are. We're also going to retain the factory screws. I just compared them to the new ones and they're the exact same length. So I accidentally clowned myself a bit. The Sony screws are actually longer. So forget what I just said earlier. We're going to continue now. So the next step we have to do is route the microphone. So stock microphone is actually mounted here, in between the driver and passenger. On a Subaru, it's fairly easy. You have these 2 tabs on the side, you pull them towards you, drops down, but there's some resistance obviously from this little hanger thing here, so you want to take that off. Hopefully you won't be dealing with so much junk like I am. So just literally take that out, easy peasy. There's this access hole now from the back of the head unit to the glove box area, and what we want to do is go through the glove box, behind the glove box, through the A-pillar, and then up the headliner and attach it. So now that we have the glove box off, we need access through the A-pillar. So what we want to do is throw that shit away. Then we want to just grab this and give it a and then we want to grab it and fucking manhandle it. I'm too scared to remove the A-pillar properly. I'm going to try, there's enough room I think where I can feed the microphone through. So I managed to successfully guide it through the A-pillar. We're going to simply pull this through. We obviously need to tuck the wiring. So after a little bit of fiddling around, I've decided to actually move the microphone from the middle because it just didn't look quite right there and it wasn't sitting well, so I moved it over here. So I've just routed the microphone cable. Like I said before, it runs along here, down the A-pillar, through this little plastic trim and through the glove box area. All there really is to do now is plug everything in, button up all the plastic trims and the glove box and stuff, and should be mint. There's little critters in there and everything.
Oh, yuck, bro. Show us the AE Falcon again.
The AE Falcon.
The AE Falcon. Yum,
Oh yeah, the cockroach.
yum, yum.
Nice. Oh yeah. This is just a reminder, guys, from a mechanic that works with cabin filters every day, that these are important to change because you're breathing in AE Falcons. Alright guys, so the install was successful. Everything works. The steering wheel controls work, as you can see here. Call buttons work. Here's a little demonstration of how good Apple CarPlay is. So at the moment we're on Spotify. We got Apple Maps here, Google Maps, whatever you want. It's all here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I think this is still the best mod I've done to my car, and I think it's the best mod that you could probably do to any car. You spend 99% of your time driving a car, spend the rest of it looking at it or it being parked in the garage or whatever. So I think that it's really useful having this bit of kit in your car. Music, maps, doesn't matter what it is. It's going to improve your quality of life, I guess. There's a video every week, so stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one.